Welcome to our fascinating journey through some of the most remarkable stories of human resilience and survival. These tales are not just gripping accounts of determination and endurance, but also powerful reminders of the human spirit's capacity to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. From stranded mountaineers to shipwrecked sailors, the individuals we're about to discuss have faced the harshest elements, fought against the odds, and lived to tell the tale. So, sit back, make sure you're comfortable, and prepare to be inspired by these extraordinary stories of survival. Before we delve into the first of our epic tales, if you find yourself captivated by these incredible stories of human perseverance, consider hitting that subscribe button. By doing so, you'll join our community of curious minds and ensure you never miss out on the countless awe-inspiring narratives we share here. Now let's set the stage for our first astonishing survival story, one that takes us to the bone-chilling wilderness of the Andes Mountains. Imagine the situation. It's 1972, and Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571, carrying a young rugby team, crashes in the remote, snow-clad peaks. The world believed the passengers perished, but they were alive, facing the ultimate battle for survival. For 72 days, these young individuals endured the freezing cold with limited food and no hope of rescue in sight. They sustained themselves in the most unimaginable ways, showcasing a primal will to survive that transcends our everyday understanding of endurance. Their story, known as the Miracle of the Andes, has been a source of study and admiration for decades, teaching us about the limits of human resilience and the power of collective hope in the face of absolute despair. As we recount their journey, it's not only the moments of terror and desperation that stand out, but also the flashes of ingenuity and unwavering camaraderie they displayed. The survivors rationed what little food they had, melted snow for water, and even used the aircraft's insulation as makeshift sleeping bags to stave off hypothermia. Their tale is not just about survival, it's about the human capacity to adapt and the instinctive drive to cling to life. And now, moving on to a story that contrasts in setting but parallels in spirit, let us traverse the endless stretches of the Pacific Ocean. In 1989, a sailor named Stephen Callahan found himself lost at sea after his sailboat sank during a solo crossing of the Atlantic. Armed with nothing but a life raft and sheer determination, Callahan survived an astonishing 76 days adrift, battling starvation, dehydration, and the psychological torture of isolation. His resourcefulness in catching rainwater, fishing for sustenance, and navigating without instruments is a testament to his survival skills and mental fortitude. What makes Callahan's story even more remarkable is the way he documented his ordeal, sharing insights that contribute to our understanding of survival psychology. If you're as amazed by these stories of survival as we are, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement fuels our passion for bringing these riveting tales to light, and we're always eager to read your insights and reflections. So, type away and let us know which of these stories resonates with you the most and why. The compelling nature of these survival scenarios doesn't stem merely from the brink of life and death, but also from the introspective journey each survivor embarks on. Reflecting on these narratives allows us to ponder the depth of our own willpower and the strength of human adaptability under extreme conditions. Continuing our exploration into the heart-stirring arena of survival against all odds, we come across the gripping tale of Aaron Ralston. His harrowing experience, popularized by the film 127 Hours, is a stark example of self-preservation and decisive action when faced with a life-threatening situation. In 2003, While canyoneering in Utah, Ralston found himself pinned by a boulder in a remote slot canyon. With limited supplies and no one aware of his location, Ralston faced an excruciating choice after 5 days of entrapment: amputate his own arm or perish. His extraordinary decision to perform a self-amputation subsequently rappel down a 65-foot cliff and hike to safety is a profound display of the lengths one may go to in order to survive. It is a narrative that indeed raises the question of what we, as individuals, would be willing to endure to hold on to life. Delving even deeper, our next story brings us to the relentless heat and unforgiving sands of the Sahara Desert. In 1994, Italian police officer Mauro Prosperi entered the Marathon des Sables, a punishing 156-mile ultramarathon. However, a sandstorm caused him to lose his bearings, pushing him hopelessly off course. Stranded in one of the world's harshest environments, Prosperi survived for 10 days, traversing an unthinkable 180 miles. He drank his own urine to avoid dehydration, caught bats for food, and took shelter in an abandoned mosque. Prosperi's survival is not just an account of human endurance. It's an illustration of the will to persevere, even when hope seems like a distant mirage on the horizon. By this point, our collection of survival narratives has no doubt had a profound impact on your perception of human potential. If so, take a moment to hit the like button as a nod to the incredible individuals whose stories of survival fuel our own sense of adventure and resilience. As we continue to unpack these stirring accounts, your likes and engagement help guide our content, ensuring we keep sharing stories that inspire, inform, and ignite our collective imagination. As we narrate these extraordinary survival stories, it's essential to acknowledge not just the physical trials these individuals went through, but the psychological ones as well. Survivors often speak of reaching deep within themselves to tap into a mental reservoir of strength, determination, and hope that they may not have known existed. It is this mental fortitude, harmonized with physical endurance, that often tilts the balance between life and death. Our final account in this compilation of epic survival tales leaves the terrestrial confines behind and ventures into the icy embrace of the Arctic. In 1914, the legendary polar explorer Ernest Shackleton embarked on the Imperial Trans-Antarctic Expedition, aiming to complete the first land crossing of Antarctica. This bold endeavor quickly turned into a survival saga when their ship, Endurance, became trapped and was eventually crushed by the pack ice. Stranded on floating ice floes, Shackleton and his crew demonstrated remarkable ingenuity and leadership. Their 497-day struggle for survival, including an 800-mile journey in a lifeboat across the world's most treacherous seas, is not just an account of enduring extreme physical conditions, but also a testimony to the power of sound leadership and unbreakable group dynamics in the most challenging circumstances. Through these 5 epic tales, we've seen the essence of what it means to be human, to struggle, to triumph, and to endure against all odds. These narratives are not just chronicles of survival. They are blueprints of the human spirit's indomitable nature when faced with the unimaginable. They teach us that within each of us lies an untapped reservoir of strength and the capacity to confront and survive even the most perilous of situations. As we come to the end of our exploration of human tenacity, remember that each story we've shared today was about ordinary people who discovered extraordinary strength within themselves. So, as these narratives linger in your thoughts, ask yourself, what reserves of untapped potential might lie within you, waiting for the moment to reveal themselves? Thank you for joining us on this journey through some of the most epic tales of survival. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that pushes the boundaries of human endurance and spirit.